Do you think that the seeking of high concept material is because of the likes of Twilight and Hunger Games and like Dan Brown?
Yeah, I think it's increasingly influenced by popular culture. I think actually that people are really worried that attention spans, because of just the world we live in, attention spans are getting shorter and people need something instant, that kind of instant gratification. And if you can give them a concept like that straight away that mirrors other elements of popular culture, then you're much more likely to attract readers and get them invested for the whole book. Because it is a funny thing that police procedural used to be massive, and now it's really hard to break a new author in that genre. The established ones will still continue to sell, but I think the readership for those sorts of crime novels is actually quite old, and people are just really trying to target the young readers, because if we don't get them now, then kind of what hope when everyone in the world doesn't like that.
In other words, McDonald's is visited.
Yeah, I think so. And it's actually, it is in a way really depressing, but I try not. At least we're trying to keep storytelling alive, I suppose. And there'll still be, who knows what's going to happen with literary fiction, but that's not going to die. It might have to. I think we might have to tweak it and look at new ways to make it viable, because it's not really viable when Waterstones aren't taking any copies of any books. You get some of these big, they're basically supporting their 11, the Waterstones 11, they'll support and take stock, and then other books, literary debuts, are taking 50 copies across the country, and that's the only outlet. The supermarkets don't take any literary fiction. So you've just got Amazon and Waterstones. So I think they might have to look at new ways of doing that, and it's quite interesting that, I don't know if any of you saw, but Little Brown have just started up a digital first literary fiction imprint. So they're going to buy debuts and publish them, first of all in digital, and then maybe with some of them they will do print publication, which is just another instance of people trying to test the market for things. But certainly, I think that for literary fiction, the e-book's going to become more and more important and possibly replace. It's the paperback that's in danger, I think, because there'll still be people that want to buy beautiful hardbacks. They'll probably just have to print less of them. But the e-book could be, I think it could be really exciting for literary fiction if they can kind of harness everything in the right way.
Excuse me, when you talk about literary fiction like that, are you including the women's reading group stuff that you're not?
Not really.
So that,
no,
because that was that was
that's
accessible
kind of upmarket.
literary.
Yeah, and some accessible literary and upmarket commercial stuff. No, by kind of that sort of literary fiction, I mean,
Will sell.
Yeah, your Tom McCarthy's, your not even the things on the shortlist really, things that are kind of even higher. Those big kind of books of ideas, the things that would be published by Hamish Hamilton or Granta or publishers like that, which are often the most, when you find a debut writer that is writing that sort of fiction, it's really, really exciting, because that's really art, but it's too clever, it's too clever for me. It's too clever for most of the people in the industry, so it's hard, who read all the time, so it's hard to find readers for it, I guess.
Yeah.
You need to read it 2-3 times, really.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it as well,
Yeah.
I think, It's the first time, it often depends on what mood you're in, I find, with literary fiction. The first time you think, was that mad? Or was I mad when I read it? And then you look at it, and the thing that you do wrong is to get enthusiastic and contact the author and say, this is great, and then you read it again, you think, I must have been in a really strange space when I read that, because actually it's just a bit unhinged, or a bit...
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
It's like going to a interplay.
Yeah.
We've done a lot this year.
Yeah.
Is this some sort of sadomasochism?
No, it's free. I've got It's all the fault of Kristen Scott Thomas, my wife. Then we keep going to different ones, and we're going to New York to see another one with Daniel Craig and his wife. And I come out there going, who am I? Yes. So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's probably a bad idea to describe your own novel as literary fiction if you really mean
Actually,
sort of book clubby,
yeah,
accessible literary fiction.
that is actually a good point, because it's quite important how you describe it, and it's quite unhelpful to describe it as literary fiction if you can avoid it, because I mean it's hard even. The thing was always that commercial fiction was about, was about a story, and literary fiction was like about the words and ideas. That was kind of the distinction. But there's also, that thing, don't write unless you have a story to tell. And if you're saying literary fiction, and then automatically people are thinking, well, maybe this isn't that commercial a proposition, then automatically you're kind of on the back foot, because it's a business. More so than ever, I think it's a business, and agents and publishers are looking for things that they can sell copies of. Obviously, people will still publish literary fiction because literary fiction is valuable in other ways, but we want to know, with submissions, when we're reading so many, we want to know that this is a serious thing that has a chance in the market and has a chance. Because to be completely crude, agents only make money when the authors make money.
Yeah. So what would you suggest? Would you use words like accessible literary fiction or book club?
Yeah, accessible literary fiction, book club. It's actually really useful if you can think of something, have a look at things that have sold well, or, if you get the bookseller, have a look. I mean, it's difficult with things that are unpublished. But if you just have a look at the things that are in the top, top 20, or have been in the last 6 months, and just see if there's anything you can compare it to, even kind of dimly, just the kind of area that it's in, and that's really useful for us, because also it shows an understanding. I think a lot of agents get really frustrated with authors that when they don't seem to have any concept of what's going on in the market and what is working and things, that sort of thing. So if you can show that awareness to an agent when you're writing, even if they think that novel maybe didn't work for some reasons, they might ask to see the next one. If you could, that's another thing. There are types of rejections. There's kind of a go-away rejection. But we'll also often say, we really love this, we just can't see a way to. We can't see who a publisher would be. Other agents might feel differently. So if you are signed up, then good luck. But if not, we'd love to see what you write next. So it's worth. I mean, that's an in, because then you'll write to that same agent the next time. Will almost certainly remember you.